So students, today we'll be talking about carbohydrates. So in carbohydrates, as the name suggests, if you like break down this word, it consists of carbo and hydrates. So you can read this word as what the hydrates of carbon. So that is the origin of the word called carbohydrates. But this definition is like quite redundant these days because actually what happens is if you take the example, I'll just directly jump into the topic. If we take the example of glucose molecule, the formula is C6H12O6. Now we can write down this structure as C6H2O 6 times. So this is the hydrates of carbon. So water molecule is there, 6 water molecules is there, and 6 carbon molecule is there. So in general, if we write the formula of normal sucrose molecule, that is C12H22O11, which can be written as C12H2O 11 times. So again, this formula in turn gave us this formula only. So that was the logic behind calling them carbohydrates. But again, we have like more examples. For example, ethanoic acid or acetic acid. The acetic acid is CH3COOH, which also fits into that definition, but it is not a carbohydrate. Like I can write this molecule as C2H2O twice. Now 2 into 2 4, so total 4 hydrogens are there, right? 2 oxygens are there and 2 carbon is there. So this formula fits into the definition of carbohydrates, but actually it is not a carbohydrate. Second example is there is sugar known as what the Ramnose sugar. The formula goes like C6H12O5. Now this formula cannot be written in this form, but it is still an carbohydrate. So we still call them carbohydrates, but the definition doesn't have much meaning behind it. Now, okay. So carbohydrate is actually one of the most abundant biomolecules, okay? It is primarily produced by plants and it is processed in our body, okay? You know, like glucose, as the name suggests, it is a very common name. Glucose, fructose, lactose, sucrose, maltose, right? So these are nothing but the different form of carbohydrates. You have like many more. It is like one of the most abundant biomolecules that we got. So if you have this much number of biomolecules, or if there is like too many diversity inside it, we need to classify them. Now for classification, there are many methods are there. Now before coming to the classification, first we need to define then what are carbohydrates, because the name itself is like quite redundant right now. As I explained just now, that hydrates of carbon not always give us carbohydrates and vice versa, right? If there are many molecules which doesn't fit into the formula, but they're still carbohydrate. So what actually are carbohydrates? So these are the polyhydroxy compounds of aldehyde and ketone group, and they are optically active too. The meaning is that when we pass the plane polarized light through them, so they have the ability to turn the orientation of light either in clockwise direction or in anti-clockwise direction. So they are optically active. They are polyhydroxy compounds of aldehyde and ketone group. Now this aldehyde and ketone group can be in free state or in a bonded state. We'll be like discussing these structures later, so you'll get like better idea about it. But for time being, just stay with me. Okay. So the definition goes like they are the they're optically active polyhydroxy compound of aldehyde or ketone group. So that is the actual definition of carbohydrates. And of course, like, you know, all the sugars comes into this category of carbohydrates, and sugars are generally referred as what the saccharides, okay? And carbohydrates are sometimes also called as what the saccharides, okay? Because ultimately at the end after the metabolism, they convert themselves into what the simple molecule of sugar, you can say. Okay, so now we can like jump into classification part. So while classifying them, first way is to what call them monosaccharide. Monosaccharides are nothing but, it doesn't mean like one carbon is there, it can have 3 or more carbon at least. So then what is the meaning of monosaccharide? You cannot further hydrolyze them. Means if you try to break this molecule in the presence of water, the structure that you will be getting will not be a simple sugar. So they cannot be further hydrolyzed. So we call them what the monosaccharide. Example, glucose is a monosaccharide. If you hydrolyze glucose further, so basically you get what the CO2 and H2O, which are not carbohydrate, right? So these are the simplest sugar or simplest sugar you can call them, which cannot be further hydrolyzed. Okay, so glucose is there, galactose is there, fructose is there. So these are the simple examples of what the monosaccharides, the molecules which cannot be further hydrolyzed. Now then we have oligosaccharides. Oligosaccharides, what happens is if we hydrolyze oligosaccharides, then we get many monosaccharides. When I say many, the number varies from 2 to 10. Right, so when you hydrolyze these molecules, you get either 2 monosaccharides, 3 monosaccharides, or it goes up to like 10 monosaccharide. One very simple example of oligosaccharide, actually you can call it for the disaccharide. So disaccharide comes under the category of oligosaccharide. So as the name suggests, di means 2, saccharide means of course sugar. So disaccharides, if you hydrolyze disaccharide, we get what the 2 simple monosaccharide. Example is again sucrose. So if you hydrolyze sucrose molecule, we get glucose and fructose. Both have the same formula. At least molecular formula is same, C6H12O6, but there is lot of change in their structure. In glucose, like we have an aldehyde group. In fructose, we have a ketone group. So ketone and this is the major difference between them. Then we have like of course the cyclic structure of them. That part we'll just get into a little bit later. So this is the example of disaccharide. Another disaccharide is maltose. Maltose is nothing but 2 molecules of glucose. Okay, so if you hydrolyze maltose in presence of water, we get 2 molecules of glucose. And another example we can take of course is of lactose. Lactose give us 1 molecule of glucose and 1 molecule of galactose. Okay, so galactose is also a simple sugar. We'll just see the structure shortly. So these are the example of oligosaccharides. So all these 3 examples were basically disaccharide, but again as explained, oligosaccharides are the category of this compound in which we get 2 to 10 number of monosaccharide. Okay, then we have polysaccharides. So polysaccharide, what happen is, of course the name suggests, we get many more number of simple sugar molecules. Many more means that number can even go up to like 1,000 sometime, right? Starch, gum, glycogen. So these are the simple cellulose. These are the simple example of polysaccharide. Okay, yeah, polysaccharide. Polysaccharides never taste like sweet in taste. So we sometimes call them what the non-sugars. Okay, so there is one more thing over there. We also sometimes called monosaccharides as reducing sugars. The reason is that with Fallings and Tollens reagent, these reagent actually give positive test in these, so that's why they called as what the reducing sugar. And in certain disaccharide, as I told you, there is a aldehyde and ketone group. So while forming the bond between 2 monosaccharide to get a disaccharide, if that aldehyde and ketone bond is if that aldehyde and ketone group is in bonded state, then it will not give positive test for this Tollens and Fallings reagent. So we call them for the non-reducing sugar. If that aldehyde and ketone is free, is not in the bonded state during the formation of that disaccharide, then it will be known as what the reducing sugar. So reducing sugar, non-reducing sugars, sugars and non-sugars, and then of course monosaccharide, oligosaccharide and polysaccharides. I've given like few examples of each, and in detail we will be discussing the case of glucose, fructose, and I will also take the case of ribose, because ribose is a very important sugar needed in the DNA molecule, right? So I'll be discussing the case of ribose also. In monosaccharide, these 3 examples will be taking: glucose, fructose, ribose, and for time being or very shortly we can also take up the structure of galactose, because galactose is present in lactose molecule. So again, now I will come into the structure wala part.